I know I'm already live now, even though it says I'm not. So good morning. Got to change my view. I think this is going to be something we just do all the time. I end up having to change the view after the fact. So you can just humor me. It's fine. I don't know if you've noticed. It's snowing. It's like snowing big, huge flakes right now. It's very pretty. It's sort of like living in a snow globe. There's a little dusting on the ground here. So I live out in the woods. I'm surrounded by evergreen trees. And when it snows, they all get covered in that white. It looks like a picture. It may not be the picture I want to see necessarily when I'm quarantined in my house in April. But it's very pretty. And it will pass too, for those of you who don't like the snow. But might be a good day to be cozy and stay inside. Not maybe the day to go ride your bike, although who knows. So we'll just take a few minutes and let people show up. You can say hi and I'll try to say hi back. There's a lot of unrest right now, and for a lot of really good reasons, right? Like everybody's frustrated. I think nobody likes being told what to do. I think even when we know why we're being told what to do, hey Kelly, we don't want to be told what to do, right? We might like it if someone gently suggested and then left that decision. Hello, Mark. Thank you, too. And I'm not going to get into that debate because, like, I don't know where we're supposed. I don't know. I would probably not be teaching yoga if I knew how to deal with infectious disease, right? This wouldn't be what I do. It's my job. But I do know, and I have spent a lot of time learning to breathe, think, and be calm, right? And I think that's the piece that we need to lean into. It's not whether or not we should be able to go by paint or why certain things are restricted and certain things aren't restricted. And like I said, I don't want to get into that because there's truth to both sides of that one. But there's truth to being able to breathe and slow down and come to that calm place, right? There are things that we can do and there are things that we can't. And we can always come to that calm strength. And when we get to that place, the fear, the anger, that frustration, that feeling that both sides have, that's going to soften. And then you can remember that those people who don't agree with you, you love them. And that the things you can't do, you're going to be able to do again. And the most important thing we can do is to react to everyone around us with that patience as if we're dealing with someone who is scared and who is angry because their control was taken away. Sort of like dealing with a child who wants their way and can't have it, right? People revert to that. And it's okay to revert to that. And if you have to go, like I have a heavy bag that I punch. I have a stepper. I've done 200 floors every day on my stepper. Do what you need to do. Right? Some days it's going to be yoga. Some days it might be screaming into a pillow. Some days it might be laying on the couch in your pajamas and watching Netflix. But when you start to feel that feeling of intense fear, of anger, of frustration toward anything, right, where it becomes a consuming thing, you need to come back to your breath and you need to stop what you're doing and take a few minutes to soften and to be here. And I know it's so easy for us to leave our yoga practice behind. Don't. Keep it, even if it's only for 20 minutes every now and then. Because that's what's going to keep you here. And it's going to keep you from jumping into that aggressive, scared animal brain that we all have, right? There's nothing wrong if you do that. We've learned a way to control that response. And now is the time for all of us to employ that. So I think a few of you are here. We're going to get started. Why don't we start in child's pose? I'm going to turn on my playlist if you're playing along. You can start your playlist too. I've been doing a lot of work in my house, and now my thumb doesn't work, so I have to keep typing in my code on my phone. It's a first world problem. All right. So child's pose. If you don't like child's pose, you're going to be on your back. And you're going to practice softening into your breath. What the breath practice gives us is this opportunity. When we hear a lot about staying in the moment, and anxiety tends to be when we're looking too far ahead, and regret is when we're looking too far back. And staying here is where we find peace and calm no matter where we are. That's a beautiful picture. It's abstract in a way. So the physical way we come to this moment is through our breath. Because if I tell you to watch your breath, to think about nothing but your breath, you can't think about the breath you're taking tomorrow. And you can't reflect on the breath you took last week. It doesn't translate. And it gives you a method using your physical body to come here and to be present here. And we branch out from watching that breath. So as you watch your breath, you're going to start to notice it get deeper, get softer, longer, whatever it changes it makes. You're going to start to feel the sensations in your body. And I think a lot of us are going to feel like some anxiety in our belly or some tension in our head. Maybe that occipital region right back here. I am super great at clenching that. Maybe that's tight. Maybe it's your rib cage that's just still clinging and clamping down. And before you start to manipulate out of those things, you just sit with them and notice all those sensations. Go from one to the next. To the next, and then come back to your breath and sort of let those go. So instead of trying to will yourself out of a headache, right, or to will yourself to a peaceful, calm state, you just will yourself back to watching your breath, and you let all of that just be what it is. That's being present in the moment. You still have the feelings. They're still there. They're just not all consuming. And you are watching this inhale, this exhale. You're not stepping away from them. And every time you go over to that, oh, I'm angry about this. Oh, I'm worried about that. Right? All the unknowns. Or I missed this. You come back to the breath. Nope, not doing that now. Just watching breath, inhale, exhale. So that kind of meditation, this can be one of your most powerful allies right now. And when you're ready, you're going to start lifting the pelvic floor and lifting the navel. Hey, Michelle. Keep the breath deep. So it's going to be like in the chest area now, not so much in the belly. Exaggerate the depth for today. Exaggerate the slowness today. Take the next 5 or 6 breaths to make your way up to your hands and knees. Cats and cows, if you like cats and cows. Some other thing, if that's what you like, cobras and child's pose. Sometimes it feels really nice just to come into an up dog and just hang out there. Kind of let the back ease into that back bend. And eventually giving yourself 4 or 5 more breaths until we make our way to downward facing dog. Shut my closet. Because it started snowing yesterday, my kids decided to start looking at the Christmas decorations. I think I'm making this up. Although Thomas still has a Christmas tree up, so it's not that weird. When you get to downward facing dog, start restricting the back of your throat so your exhales have that raspy ocean sound. So we've got 3 major bandhas engaged: the pelvic floor, the navel, the throat. And then you're going to take an inhale. We're going to soften both knees. And as you exhale, you're going to step your way up to the front. These can be little tiny steps this first time. We're just going to take one real quick sun egg. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float your feet back. Take a half vinyasa. Those of you practicing that float, remember it's going into crow pose basically without using your arms. That's that first part, right? When we get back here, deep breath in through your nose, open your mouth, sigh it out. And then take an inhale, lift that right leg. Bend, twist open. Gentle roll of the ankle if that feels good. Maybe it feels good to kind of stretch your head back and get a little bit of a back bend in there. On an exhale, bring that right knee up. Step the foot up between your hands. And inhale into your crescent. So we're going to lift the arms up. And then we're going to exhale to a lightning bolt. So we're going to bring the chest forward. We're going to inhale to sky archer. So we're going to pivot and plant the back foot. And we're going to pull that arm overhead, and we're going to straighten the knee. Now, if you'd rather, your left hand can come down to your side. From here, we're going to exhale, and we're going to windmill the hands down, surround the front foot. Inhale, lift up. So, you can bring your hands to prayer. You can bring them out. You can keep them down if you'd rather, right? It's early, so you don't always have to take the full expression. Exhale, standing fold at the front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. This time, hang. Feeling the difference, right leg to left. And then inhale to ripple up. Exhale, the hands come down to heart center. Come back to your breath again if you left it. Being present just to this inhale and this exhale, not to the next one, not to 5 minutes ago, not to 5 minutes from here. Inhale to lift, side bend to that right side. Inhale, center, left side. Inhale to lift, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. All right, you're going to plant the hands. You're going to step or float back. Those of you floating, remember it's planting the hands, and you can bend your knees to get your hands to plant, right? That's because you're going to have a little bit, actually from here, it's probably easier than coming straight from here because I have to bend the knees anyway. And you're going to lift the heels up, and then you're going to send them back. It's very hard to do while talking. All right, left side. So we inhale, that left leg lifts, and we bend, twist open. Doing whatever you want to do. Step it up. crescent, lightning bolt, sky archer. So again, I can take my right hand, pull that left wrist back, or the right hand can come down to my side. Sometimes I get quite a bit farther potentially if I do that as opposed to here. So play with it, see what you want to do. And on your exhale, we windmill the hands down, surround that front foot, and we lift up for whatever version of that airplane you want to take. Exhale, standing fold at the front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Side bend, right. Center. Left. Center. Fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back, half vinyasa. And then we'll be back on that right side. So come back to your breath. Right leg lifts. Step it up. Crescent. Lightning bolt. Sky archer. Bring the hands down. Airplane. Standing fold. Your Uttanasana. Inhale. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Really belly onto the thighs if you can. Inhale, ripple all the way up. Hands to heart. Inhale, we're going to lift. Side bend each side. Fold it in. Half lift. And then you know what to do. Step it back. Half vinyasa. Left side is going to lift. And then we step it up. Crescent. Lightning bolt. Sky archer. Bringing the hands down. Airplane. Fold. Halfway up. Fold again. All the way up. Hands down to heart center. Side bend to each side. So inhale, lift, and we exhale right, inhale, center, exhale, left. Inhale, center, fold it in, halfway up. Plant the hands, step or float back, half vinyasa. One more time through. I'll lightly cue you. Those of you flowing without my guidance, just flow. Right leg lifts. Step it up. Crescent. Lightning bolt. Sky archer. Bring the hands down, airplane. Fold. Half lift and fold. Take a side bend to each side once you lift. Half vinyasa. And then you're on the left, so we lift that left leg, step it up. Crescent, lightning bolt, sky archer. The hands come down, we lift up, and then we're standing at the front. Take that front portion. Side bending to both sides. And then a fold and a half vinyasa. And when you get back to downward facing dog, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. So we're gonna work on going from that arm balance at the front of your mat to 8-angle pose. So we've done both of those. Some of you are still working on one, which is good because then you have time to work on the one you're working on. Some of you have them both, but that transition is eluding you. So I spent some time kind of breaking that down, and I think it's like one thing that's getting people. I could be wrong, I can't see any of you, but this is gonna be my theory, is that it's one thing. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you from a couple of angles. I'm talking about when we're in this pose, and assuming you have this pose pretty solidly, you can bring your left leg through and you can hook it, right? Like that. That's what I'm talking about. Now, what normally happens when people are trying to do that is they're able to come forward and they get here and then they can't get their foot through. And in order to get their foot through, that leg falls. So what that is, in order for me to get up into that pose, I have to be able to hold my leg up without resting it here. So that's where we're going to work. And what that is this right here. It's your hip flexor. In order to make that pass through, both of your hip flexors have to be working because this left leg, that hip flexor has to hold the leg up. And this one has to hold this one elevated so that I can give myself room to bring my left leg through. All right, so if you're playing with me, come to downward facing dog. If you're like, shut up, this is stupid, you can just watch, or you can go do some laundry or whatever. Bring your right leg up, right? Get into your arm balance. Now, bring your left foot down. Left toes are touching down. Try to lift your right leg up off of your elbow and set it back down. If you can't do that, that's where you need to work. You need to be able to hold that right leg up. I'm not saying you can hold it up like forever, but you need to be able to hold it up for a couple of seconds. So try that on the other side. All right, I'll do it this way so you can kind of see. What you're doing is you're lifting this leg up off of your elbow. You're not going to be able to get the pass through until then, because when I do that pass through, watch what I do. If I've got my leg here and I want to bring my leg through, see how I have to lift up? And I lift way up to bring my leg through. So that leg is almost, that left leg has to almost be holding itself up. It's hard to do and talk. So anyway, that's the trick to that pose. It's always like, if you don't feel like you have enough room, you don't. You have to pull your chest up to make room for your leg to come through. And you can only do that by straightening your elbows. And if you straighten your elbows and your elbow is holding your leg up, your leg will fall. So play, take a couple of minutes, try that on both sides, bringing that knee up to the elbow, and then bringing your other leg through and hooking, and then sending it back. Don't expect it to work. If you already know it's not going to because you can't lift that leg up, that's where you're going to work. That's what's holding you up. The good news about that concept of that pose is that hip flexor can be built up pretty effectively and pretty quickly. And it's going to be attainable. As long as you can do both of those other balance poses, that transition is going to work, and it's a matter of time. It's just building up the hips. So when you're ready, we're going to do our second flow. Right? So, all right, we're downward facing dog. No idea where you guys are because I'm on my own. But we're going to inhale to lift the right leg, and guess where it's going? Right? And you can play with passing through, or you can just play with that arm balance. For those of you who want to go up into chin stand, you can do that too. I'm kind of tired. I'm just going to wait up for you guys in downward facing dog. And when you're ready, you're going to meet up there. And then we're going to inhale that right leg up again. And we're going to exhale, step it up. Pivot and plant the back foot. Warrior A. So square the hips to the front, push in with the pinky toe edge of the back foot so we get length through that back leg. Exhale to a warrior B. Flip the palms up, the shoulders roll behind you, flip the palms back over. Inhale, reverse. Look up, find your hand, it's up there, I promise. Exhale, side angle, any version you want to take. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. One last inhale, reverse. This time pivot on your feet, bring both hands down inside the front foot, back foot, right? We pivoted to the back of the mat. And that left arm lifts for a dragonfly twist at the back. Take your exhale, come into a waterfall. We may want to hop the back foot, aka front foot up. Both hands come down and we straighten that front knee. And then from here, sky archer again. So we lift up. Left hand comes up, right hand grabs it. Open up, and then we're going to windmill around. Again, surrounding that front foot. This time you lift up into a revolved half moon. Flex your lifted foot. See if you can get that hand to come away from the floor. Exhale, curtsy twist. Hook your left elbow on your right knee and pretend this isn't an awkward place to be. Now take your right hand, grab the left foot, and inhale, bound king dancer. From here, tip over. Hold the bind as much as you can, as long as you can, because there's a nice quadricep stretch here, right? And when you need to, you let it go. And then we're in standing splits. From here, step, hop, float it back, take a half vinyasa. And then we're going to be on that left. So, the left leg is going to lift, the left knee to the left elbow. Climb aboard if you want to bring the leg through. And then if you want to try sending it back. And then it's a three-legged dog again. I'll meet you guys here. And then we're going to step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Side angle. Last reverse. Pivoting, both hands come down. Dragonfly twist at the back to a waterfall on the exhale. On an inhale, rise up, bring up that right arm. Take your sky archer. And then pivot. Surround your front foot. Revolve half moon. Curtsy twist. Hooking that right elbow this time on the left knee. Left hand grabs for the inside of the right foot. Bound king dancer. And then tip over, holding that bind as long as you can. Getting that quadricep stretch in if it's there. To standing splits. And then a step hop or a float and a half vinyasa. Back to your breath. And then on an inhale, right leg lifts. Right knee, right elbow, climb aboard, do what you're doing. And when you finish, it's that three-legged dog. Step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Reverse, side angle, reverse, side angle, reverse. Both hands come down. Dragonfly twist at the back, waterfall. Lift off sky archer. And then both hands come down, surround the front foot. Revolved half moon. Curtsy twist. Grabbing for that foot. Bound king dancer. Tip over. Take your half vinyasa. Left side. Left leg lifts, left knee, left elbow. Climb aboard. Do what you're doing. So for those of you who are working on getting that leg to lift up, add it in every time, and it's hard, but it's going to pay dividends. Come back to a three-legged dog when you're ready. Step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Both hands down. Dragonfly twist at the back. Waterfall. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, we pivot on the feet to the front. And inhale, we lift up to that revolved half moon. Curtsy twist. Grabbing the foot. Bound king dancer. And tipping over. Step, hop, or float it back. Half vinyasa. Come back to your breath. And then one more time to each side. Right leg lifts, right knee, right elbow, climb aboard, bring your foot through if you're bringing it. It's gonna get hard as your leg gets tired, even if it ever was easy. Back to your three-legged dog. Step it up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Both hands down. Dragonfly twist. Waterfall. Crippling all the way up. For your sky archer, pivoting around, surrounding the front foot. Revolved half moon. Curtsy twist. Bound king dancer. And then we tip over. Standing splits. Step hop. Float it back. You know what to do. And then left side. This is the last time. So take it. If there's anything you want to do, go ahead and do it. You don't have to follow the program. And eventually, that left foot steps up. Warrior A. Warrior B. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Pivoting on your feet. Both hands down. Dragonfly twist to your waterfall. And then on an inhale, we're going to ripple all the way up, finding that sky archer, pivoting on your feet. We surround the foot, revolve half moon, crunch it in, grab the foot. You know what to do. And then we're going to plant the hands, step, hop, float it back, half vinyasa. Come back to your downward facing dog, collect your breath. Do it again. Take it one more time. One time on your own. You feel like, shut up, I'm never doing that again. Then just do something else. But you don't have to add in the arm balances if you don't want them. Take it one time at your pace, at your breath. Right leg is going to lift. I'm out. I'm not going to talk. You do what you do. Make sure your breath is slow. There's stamina in a slow breath. That's one thing I have learned about teaching at home is when you take the breath out, because I can't breathe the way I would if I was practicing on my own, it is much more exhausting. So make sure that your breath is working for you. It's long and deep and strong. You're on your left side by now. And when you finish, bring yourself to child's pose. You might have your arms out in front, you might wrap them around. A few more breaths. Then we're going to come up to hands and knees. Now we're going to open up the arms. So we're going to lift that right arm up. We're going to open up the shoulder. So thread the needle, right arm goes underneath. Come down to the right shoulder. The left arm is going to come out overhead. Come up onto your fingertips and walk that arm out. Maybe getting into that armpit. And turn on the timer. All right, bring that left hand under the shoulder, lift this right arm up. Give it a stretch, bring it down, left arm is gonna lift. And then we're gonna slide that left arm under, same thing. You can bring the right arm out, fingertip, walk it out farther. If you're clenching your jaw, if your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, bring them down. Come back to your breath. A few more breaths on this side. And eventually that right hand comes under the right shoulder, the left arm lifts. And then we're gonna bring it down. From here, we're gonna come into pigeon. So come back to your downward facing dog. Bring the right leg through. So the right leg crosses in front of you. Left leg comes down in the back. Inhale here. Exhale, walk it down. I'm not gonna be here for too long. But we did a lot with the hip flexors. We wanna kind of give them some stretch, some love, some softness. Five more breaths. Press your hands under the shoulders, ripple up, curl the left toes under. Bring this right leg back. Maybe it's a three-legged dog. Maybe you walk it out. And eventually we go into that pigeon on the left. No rush to get there. Left leg is going to cross. And then we walk it down. If there's a significant difference side to side, just kind of move into that difference and breathe there. Let it soften on its own. Couple more breaths. And then we press the hands under the shoulders on an inhale, lift the chest, throw those right toes under the left leg, comes back, and it's a walk or a three-legged dog. And eventually coming through to a seat, rolling down onto your back. Plant your feet behind your sits bones, the hands come next to your hips. On an inhale, bridge. Lift up, shimmy your shoulders under you, push your thigh bones forward. Exhale, lower yourself down. Take a breath. We're going to lift again, so it could be bridge, it could be wheel. On an inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Take a breath one more time. On an inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down, hug your knees in, give them a squeeze. Gentle rock side to side. And then from here, we're just going to open the arms in T, and on an exhale, your knees are going to drop to that right side. Inhale the knees through center. Exhale, they're going to drop to that other side. On an inhale, bring your knees back through center. Give yourself a squeeze. And then on your exhale, let the legs fall long on your mat. Bring your arms next to you with the palms up. Deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Do that again. Deep breath in. Open up, let it go. If you want another, take another. And when you're ready, let it go. You take your Shavasana. You let everything go and you just be. Bring your attention back to your breath. Waking the body. Wriggling fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. When you're ready, the arms stretch overhead and get long. Deep breath in. Open up. Let it go. And hug those knees in. Give yourself that squeeze. Rock and roll up to your seat at the front of your mat. Or in my case, in the center dish. Hands at heart center. Bow in. Feeling peace. Sometimes it's there just because it's there, and sometimes we have to uncover it. It's like digging through a rock mine with a pickaxe. But it's there. And your yoga practice is specially designed to help you remember where you find it. Lift your chins, let that peace shine forth today, no matter what you see, no matter what today brings. With peace and strength, we'll get through. That place in me of light and love gratefully bows before itself, shining so brightly from all of you. Namaste. Nice job, everybody. If you have questions, get somebody in your house to video you and post it, and then I can help you or other people can help you. Sometimes it becomes very difficult to figure out what we're doing or not doing, and from somebody else's perspective, we can gain an incredible amount in our practice. We're always changing and evolving, and there's always room to grow. So have fun. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's a pose you want to work on, send it. We'll deal with it next week. I'll be here on Monday. So I love you all. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon.